Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a monk who was known for his wisdom and insight. One day, a young man came to the monk with a troubled heart. He said, "Master, I feel lost and confused. I don't know what my true worth is. Can you help me discover it?" The monk smiled gently and said, "Of course, my child, come with me." He led the young man to a nearby river and handed him a bucket. "Fill this bucket with water," he said. The young man did as he was told and brought the bucket back to the monk. The monk took into the bucket and said, "This water is like your worth. It is clear and pure, but it also constantly changing and flowing. It cannot be measured or defined." The young man was puzzled and asked, "But how do I discover my true worth?" Then the monk replied, "By letting go of the need to define and measure it. Your worth is not something that can be quantified or compared to others. It is something that you feel deep within yourself. It is the love and kindness that you show to others and the peace and joy that you bring into your own life." The young man thought about this for a moment, and then a sense of understanding and calm washed over him. He realized that he had been looking for his worth in the wrong places, and that is something that could only be found within himself. From that day on, the young man lived his life with a new sense of purpose and self-worth. He knew that he was worthy just as he was, and that he didn't need to prove or justify it to anyone. As he let go of the need to define his worth, he found that he was happier and more content than he had ever been before. The young man began to live his life with a newfound sense of inner peace and confidence. He stopped comparing himself to others and stopped seeking validations from external sources. Instead, he focused on cultivating a strong sense of self-worth from within. As he did this, he noticed that his relationship with others began to change. People were drawn to his positive energy and his calm, centered presence. He was no longer seeking approval or validations from others, and this allowed him to be more present and authentic in his interactions with others. The young man also noticed a change in his own behavior. He was no longer driven by fear or insecurity, and he was able to make decisions that were aligned with his true values and desires. He was no longer afraid to take risks or to try new things because he knew that he was worthy no matter what the outcome. As the years went by, the young man continued to grow and evolve. He learned to trust himself and to listen to his inner wisdom. He learned to be compassionate towards himself and others and to embrace the imperfections and uncertainties of life. And through it all, he never forgot the lessons that the wise monk had taught him, that his true worth was something that could only be found within himself. He carried this lesson and him throughout his life, and it became the foundation for a life of purpose, joy, and fulfillment.